there is a ton of sodium in pickles. Ah!
I mean, it sits on a shelf.
Are you kidding? Oh, this is the saddest thing that's ever happened to me.
Wild Til 9! Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home. Pros is a carbon neutral certified B Corp. That means not only are you getting the best for your hair, but you're also supporting a brand that cares about the planet. Sustainable, ethical, cruelty-free, Pros checks all the boxes. With Pros, there's no risk. If you don't absolutely love it, they'll take it back. No questions asked, but trust me, once you go Pros, there's no going back.
Custom made-to-order hair care with Pros is the key to achieving all of your hair goals this year. Take your free in-depth hair consultation and get 50% off your first subscription order today, plus 15% off and free shipping every subscription order after that. Go to pros.com/wild. That's PROSE.com/wild for your free in-depth hair consultation and 50% off your first subscription order. I've been spending so much time on Etsy recently. I always run to Etsy for pretty much everything. And with my wedding coming up, I literally always have it open on my browser.
Remember, a gifting moment is always around the corner. I'll say that again. Guys, remember, a gifting moment is always around the corner. One more time. Guys, a gifting moment is just around the corner. Okay, glad you listened. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, or those just because days. Etsy's gift mode has you covered for all of them. Need to find the perfect gift? Don't panic. Try gift mode on Etsy now. Welcome back to Wild Til 9.
Wahoo!
I'm thrilled that cuffing season is high and ready to go. You're wearing your heart Valentine sweater for the 6th day in a row.
When I tell you that I have not taken this sweater off, and I made the mistake of vlogging multiple days in a row, and I'm continuously wearing it. I will say, I think I wear like 3 to 4 outfits a day for like. And when I say outfits, I want to be very clear. It's oversized sweatpants and like t-shirts that look like they came from a beer box for free. Like they're not like a sleigh outfit.
How would you describe your style? Beer box adjacent.
Did you never get t-shirts from beer boxes?
There was no drinking in my home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I exclusively slept in these like beer box t-shirts that came for free.
Oh, that would
all of these.
That would never flown.
It's a Canadian thing.
Is that just a Canadian thing?
Yep.
What? This is such a core memory for me. Oh
what-
my God.
So
All these different beer boxes came with free t-shirts.
it's a great idea.
XL, down to my knees as a small child.
Great idea.
The youngest advertiser for Canadia's favorite beer brands.
Well, I feel like it's just great marketing.
So my dad exclusively wore these beer box shirts as like actual clothing, which
Right.
my mother was not thrilled about. And I exclusively wore them as sleepwear.
Donna would have never allowed me to leave the house in a beer shirt. Like my first job being
A beer
like working
stock
at a
guy.
distribution outlet for Miller.
Uh-huh.
I think she almost disowned me that day.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm really lucky in the sense that my parents...
We know.
No. But they never told me to not wear something. And listen, do I wish that sometimes they maybe had stepped in and be like, hey, let's not wear those free shorts that you got playing soccer 4 years ago every single day for the entire like warm seasons of Canada weather? Do I wish that maybe they had been like, maybe let's not? Yes, there are probably some times where I needed a little bit of help and I would have accepted some guidance. But I think back in like my parents really did not give they let me live my life as the fashionista that I was in these beer box t-shirts and free soccer team shorts.
I can't imagine me like pushing the envelope that much fashion wise.
Yeah.
But I can recall plenty of times when I was told to go back and try again.
Huh.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though you had uniforms?
Well,
Wait, what were you wearing that you had to go back and try again?
not sure. Donna was like, you know what? I just don't think these patterns are like.
That much. Did you have those iconic, this is going to be such a specific memory for people of our generation. American Eagle, which is in both countries,
Right.
had these plaid patchwork shorts.
For a moment there, I was like, did they have Canadian Eagle? Was there an offshoot of
Imagine
it?
Canadian Eagle. There was these plaid patchwork shorts from American Eagle, and they were like red, blue, green, white, and a little bit of yellow.
Okay.
There was like the more softer, more feminine colors for like the Bermuda shorts for women, and then there was the darker ones that had like a little more navy and burgundy in it for men.
not a stable memory for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was every kid in high school. Those were like the shorts.
I thought you're describing what was kind of every Hollister.
Yes. Yes.
Those
are the shorts. Those are the shorts.
I take it back. I owned those shorts.
A staple of every millennial high school
Honestly,
career.
I think those probably came back out when I went to college.
I bet they did.
Yeah.
That's giving frat
I wish
boy
I had those shorts
Kentucky
right
Derby.
now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, no, I could pass on those. I feel like pants sizes for guys went through a big transition from like when I was born to like when I left college. We went from too big, too small, to this. There was never like an era where everyone just wore jeans that fit.
I don't have much to contribute on this one, so go ahead. You have the floor.
I just feel like sizes for dudes, like it's either way too tight.
Oh, like
or way too
skinny
big.
jeans.
Yeah.
Or yeah. There's that one picture of Zach Kornfeld wearing what brand are those jeans? Those like mega jeans. It's something with it's like
G-Star?
J?
Raw?
No.
Oh, J brand?
Maybe it was
Jinko,
no.
Jinko.
Jinko jeans. Yes. Oh my God. Literally just type in Zach Kornfeld Jinko jeans and it's such an iconic photo. Yeah. Let's go. Jinko jeans.
Never had those.
Yeah, that was I wasn't a Jinko girl. I want to say something vulnerable that I learned on TikTok the other day.
I'm thrilled for you to share.
There's a lot of things that I've learned over and quite publicly too, which is always fun.
One discipline you don't want to do publicly. Learn.
I'll learn things live. It's the worst.
Oh, everybody else in the world knew this fact? Cool.
So what I didn't know, but I want to preface this by saying the TikTok that I saw was a girl being like, holy fuck, I can't believe I didn't know this. And everyone that I've been talking to about this also didn't know. And so maybe we're all just big dummies. I feel like you probably know this. So feel free to act just as surprised as you would be if you were in my position.
Action.
Dry cleaning?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dry cleaning?
Hold on. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I thought that dry cleaners, when you take something to the dry cleaner, especially like, specialty fabrics and textures, I thought that they were just really good at washing things because that's what they do. They're the dry cleaners. They are the professionals. Like, I thought when you take something there, they just know how to wash things better than us at home.
Okay.
So then, to my dismay, when I find out that it stays dry. So they use a liquid solvent. Okay, and so now I know a fuck ton about dry cleaning because I was like, no fucking way.
So you think that they're washing individual pieces of clothing?
No, I thought that they would just, I don't know, maybe they've got their whites, their delicates, their fucking wedding dresses, their spandex, I don't know, and they just are better at washing.
So you think they're throwing everyone's clothes
Yes.
in this
I thought that the back of a dry cleaner would look like a laundromat. Dead ass. I could not be more serious.
Well, okay. You can get your clothes washed at some dry cleaners.
Right, for like a laundry service.
Right.
But this makes so much more sense now why some of those companies have been popping up where they'll be in a strip mall and you can drop off all your laundry and they give it back. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why are you trying to compete with the dry cleaners?
But when you heard the term dry cleaning, what part about that?
No idea. I don't know. No idea. Couldn't tell you.
This isn't any less stupid than me not realizing that
The
3
miles. Yeah.
on a treadmill is 3 miles per hour.
That does make me feel a little bit better.
In Canada, is it 3 kilometers per hour?
Yeah. So if you walk, if you're comfortable walking at a 3 miles per hour pace on your treadmill here, it would be obviously a higher number in kilometers on Canadian.
Makes you feel
products.
better.
Yeah.
There's a placebo effect there. I
Sure,
like that.
sure.
Okay, so you thought that they were throwing our laundry in with like a cheat code sheet
Yes.
to make it not. So you thought like when we take our leather jackets and
Yes.
suede
Yes.
and
I thought that they just know how to wash it. They've got professional washing machines. That's what I thought. That is what I thought. And so anyways, what I learned now, for those of you who are also just discovering this alongside me, is that they use solvents that we do not have access to well, you probably could get them, but they use special solvents. So technically things are getting kind of liquid. There's a liquid involved and then they wash it in their machine, But there's no bubbles and soap and detergent. They don't put it in a dryer, which makes so much sense why shit doesn't shrink when you send it to the dry cleaners.
Do we stop here? I mean, this is...
I don't know. But it is exhausting being stupid. I have another riveting
To be
question.
fair, you've never even remotely claimed to be a laundry expert.
Oh, no.
And
I made the mistake, which ended up being the best thing that I could have ever done so early in Jeremy and I's relationship, where I offered to do some of his laundry, washed a really expensive sweater, shrank said sweater, and never had to do laundry again for Jeremy.
I'm not kidding. I literally, I washed that or whatever. And I just go, well, did you dry it?
When I tell you that I did not own a drying rack until I met Jeremy as well too.
And like I could tell when I asked her if she dried it, that
It's like, yeah, I'm low.
yeah,
Which is quite hot.
very quite hot. You know, I also buy less expensive clothing than I used to, so I feel like I'm
Thank God.
caring for my laundry less.
Yeah.
Like post COVID, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But also, you're pretty reckless when it comes to clothing. Yeah. But like to your point,
I'm not reckless with my favorite pieces though.
okay,
Now that I know more about laundry,
the more you know.
the more that I know, yeah, because I'm like, I would be so sad if I lost this piece. Even if it was a $12 sweater, like this sweater, you know, it was not super expensive,
To your credit,
but I love this sweater.
if there's one like thing about you that is so endearing, but also like
Oh, no.
no, you do the purchase price or how much something is worth dollar wise to somebody else.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a time where that influences how you respect or feel about that item. Like some people are like, no, it's this brand, which means it's
Yeah,
expensive,
no,
therefore
no.
it has more worth.
No.
Not you. You were
No.
like, yeah, but this sweater that I got at Walmart 7 years ago is softer than that little designer one over there. Therefore, this one's nicer.
Yes. I have a girl math wedding situation that I would like to propose to you and get your approval on. Not necessarily your approval, but just nod along. So there was a veil that I wanted.
Yes.
Okay. And because I'm working with a bridal boutique, and I'm selling my soul in exchange for social promotion to exchange for dresses.
Right.
Okay. So the girl math here is that I'm only having to pay for my alterations for the seamstress for the work that she does.
Okay.
Okay. Because again, I am paying in soul selling content making experience. Okay. So the girl math here is that we're saving money on the dress cost. Okay.
Right.
Found a veil that I really, really liked. It was $800. That's fucking insane. That is absurd. For a sheer piece of fucking literally more translucent than toilet paper? Are you kidding? For $800. That's cuckoo.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Cuckoo. Do you like it?
I love it.
Is it better than the other veils?
So, okay. So I was like,
How am I doing?
I'm great. You're doing
Okay.
great. You're great. You're doing great. You're really
Yeah.
girl mathing along with the girl math here. Yeah.
Action.
Okay. So then I was like, okay, let me see if I can find a dupe. Okay. So I go over to Etsy. I've looked at every veil on every website that exists on www.internet. And
Okay.
I've looked at every single veil. Found a dupe-ish on
Okay.
Etsy and in a similar style. I was like, okay, fuck, this is still $200 though.
Okay.
And it's a lot. It's large.
Is
okay?
it made of like is it like a material thing? Like what is it that is aside from like it being a designer thing, right?
Yeah. No, it's not even designer. It's from fucking Anthropologie, the one that I like. That is $9 billion.
What?
Okay, so Anthropologie has a wedding brand called Beholden.
Okay.
Okay, and they're just not cheap. It's not.
Anthropologie
also,
is expensive.
Anthropologie also is not cheap.
Expensive.
If
Very
you want to
expensive.
spend $45 on a freaking door pull, that's where you go.
Door pull?
Sorry, like a drawer pull,
A drawer pull?
like a knob.
Yeah. Those are the words that you said earlier?
I said door pull, but I meant drawer pull.
Okay, got it.
I've had
Yeah.
a really long day today.
No, yeah, you have.
We are operating on.
By the way, the hair looks great.
Thank you so much.
I mean, it looks fantastic.
I want to be very clear that I also worked out this morning quite early, and then I'm not just tired because I was getting my hair done all day. That sounds so. I mean,
Yeah, but-
it's
I think I would be more tired having to be in a chair, stuck, having my hair done
it's
than I would working out.
being chatty for that long.
Yes.
That's the tiring part. Is
Yeah.
that like you're just yapping. You're yapping with the girlies there.
Also, I think in every like professional relationship, there's somebody who usually starts the conversation and then
Yeah.
somebody who then follows.
Yes.
I've made it my personality way too often in life to be the starter of said personality.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't have any personality that day. And I just want to shut the fuck up.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Is shut the fuck up.
Well, like the
It's my favorite
AirPod has been a gift.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Anyway, I digress. Hair looks great. Okay, so back to this
Thank you so
$800 toilet paper.
So $800 toilet paper from Beholden Anthropology. So I find a dupe on Etsy. It's $200. That's still a lot of money because then if this one doesn't work out, then if I want to go back and buy the original one, because I don't think there's returns on this Etsy order, because it's kind of like a custom made situation. It's from like a small business, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm not returning it to freaking whatever.
Yeah.
I got it today. It's fine. It's not.
Wait, does this have anything to do with the sign on the DIY room that says
actively a new sign in our household?
it's discriminating against one specific type of person?
What does it say, Jeremy?
No Jeremys past this point.
I've got 3 pairs of wedding shoes. I've got our welcome party. I've got the welcome party dress, and I now have a veil there.
Were those the pair of shoes that you opened in the middle of the entryway and then just left there?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I've kind of seen those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, there's so many pairs of white shoes in this house. There's you won't remember.
Right.
Anyway, so I can't return this veil, and I was like, you know what? This will be great though. It's a quarter of the price, but still kind of a lot again for this like really thin fabric, but small business, whatever, handmade, blah blah blah. And it's not that intricate. Like when I say like handmade,
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure. Is it like what is it that like
I don't know.
you saw this veil and you go, I found the one,
Yeah.
and until you saw the price tag, you thought that was the veil for you.
Yeah.
What is it about it?
I mean, I don't want to go into detail and describe it and ruin it because I'm probably gonna buy it.
Oh,
So I'm girl mathing myself into because I saved the money technically because the exchange
Girl math.
the exchange here
Uh-huh.
for the influencer sell soul content in exchange for wedding dresses, saving money.
It sounds like we've now
Saving
spent
money.
more money than we would have had you just bought the expensive thing in the first place.
Okay, that's not very girl math of you. That is not very girl math of you. Try again.
It sounds like it's okay. It sounds like, and it is a bummer. No, actually, it's not even a bummer.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're doing 3 things here.
Okay.
1, we're working with people we like, and the products that they make are a good match because it fits your taste and what you want to look like with the dresses.
Anthropology?
Yes. No. Well, whoever you're working with for the
Kinsley James.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Yes.
partnership,
Yes.
right, is saving you a bunch of money.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you're
Sorry,
not
I
doing-
glitched.
okay,
I glitched.
you're not doing very
Yes.
good, right?
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Yes. Keep going.
That
Keep going.
partnership is saving you a bunch of money.
Yes.
Therefore, a veil that would otherwise be way too expensive for what it is,
Yes.
that you probably should have purchased it just up front, that led you down a little bit of a path
Yeah.
that actually turned out to be a positive because you supported a small business. And now still have this thing that you can give to somebody else or don't, whatever
Yeah.
else, or
Yeah.
keep it, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're still ending up saving so much money because you're buying something that's completing a look that you've already saved a ton of money on.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Ever felt like your hair care routine is just missing something? If you're still using hair products that are mass produced and in the one size fits all category, it is time to switch things up. I always dreamed of smoother, more voluminous hair, and I have been through so many hair products trying to find the right fit. And that is when I discovered Prose. And let me tell you, it is a game changer.
Prose isn't your average hair care. It's custom made for you. Their unique formulas are crafted to meet your specific hair needs using natural, sustainably sourced ingredients. It's like having a personal hair care chef.
My journey with Prose started with their in-depth consultation. They asked about my hair goals, and I was all about getting that increased volume and a balanced scalp. But it wasn't just about my hair. Prose wanted to know about me. The questions about my zip code, eating habits, even my exercise routine. It was a little surprising at first, but made so much more sense because all of these things truly factor into your hair health. With my responses in hand, Prose crafted a lineup just for me, including their pre-shampoo mask, which I am obsessed with. The result, my hair has never felt better. We're talking softer, shinier, fuller, you name it.
Here's the best part. Prose is a carbon neutral certified B Corp. That means not only are you getting the best for your hair, but you're also supporting a brand that cares about the planet. Sustainable, ethical, cruelty-free, Prose checks all the boxes. With Prose, there's no risk. If you don't absolutely love it, they'll take it back. No questions asked, but trust me, once you go Prose, there's no going back.
Custom made-to-order hair care with pros is the key to achieving all of your hair goals this year. Take your free in-depth hair consultation and get 50% off your first subscription order today, plus 15% off and free shipping every subscription order after that. Go to pros.com/wild. That's PROSE.com/wild for your free in-depth hair consultation and 50% off your first subscription order.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We often hear that relationships should be easy, but that's not always true. The best relationships are often those where both people actively work to make them better. Lauren and I have worked hard to keep our relationship moving in the right direction, and although we have faced our shares of ups and downs, misunderstandings, and disagreements, we've always been able to work through them together. We're both committed to working on ourselves and our relationship. For me, this journey involved therapy, and that's where BetterHelp came in. It provided a better space to understand my emotions and reactions, to continually work on bettering my communication.
I've also been committed to working on myself with therapy. It has become such a life hack for me, helping me in all facets of life. And BetterHelp makes it so easy to prioritize. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
With BetterHelp, I can access therapy from anywhere, fitting sessions into my busy life. It became a cornerstone of my personal growth and, by extension, the growth of my relationship. BetterHelp isn't just about tackling challenges. It's about building stronger connections with the people in our lives, be it friends, colleagues, or loved ones. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit betterhelp.com/WT9 today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/WT9. Okay, so $800 veils seems excessive.
That's dumb. That is so dumb.
Seems excessive.
That's dumb.
But you're not you're not like there's not 4 dozen of these that are like already racking up. Like it's a wedding. There's got to be some line items that are like I will never buy an $800 tissue again. But this is the one day that I don't feel bad about buying said $800 tissue. I
already just know too that I'm just not happy. Like so basically there's like a raw edge, which you typically can do with like tulle, this specific fabric. Like you don't have to like hem it.
Babe, just order the other one. Just order it. You know you're going to end up with it. By the way, you can return the Anthropologie one, right?
Yeah, I probably can.
Then order it and then look at it and go, is this worth 4 times as much?
Yeah.
And if the answer is not unequivocally yes, send it back.
That's good girl math.
Girl math.
That's good. Math.
I think that girl math
has
a place in my life for the rest of time.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. And
it's
unfortunately,
not all bad.
because I have a place in your life the rest of time,
right.
Girl math comes too.
Right.
Girl math comes too.
But if that's the most like excessive one-off thing so far, great.
Yeah, that probably is like the one that the price tag personally that I feel like doesn't quite match up the way that it should.
Right.
Because like when you pay for vendors who are like managing
we'll have
the
6
logistics.
people there 7 hours ahead of time.
Right.
Loading
Setting up
in.
the tables and the chairs and the florist who's cutting the stems and like all of that, like that makes sense. Like the designer for the invitations who's putting in the hours on Illustrator and Procreate and all those things, whatever. Like that makes sense because this just feels so expensive.
I mean, I think that's like the thing with like a good that is made somewhere else that you don't even know.
I fucking hate when paying more for something though gets you better quality. You know what I mean? Like it's so sick. It's so nice when you find something that was like less expensive and is an as good or better product. No matter how much money I make, I think that I'm always just programmed to think like this, and it's just such a punch in the fucking dick.
I also think like the quality of things is just like falling off a cliff. In general.
I bet this veil is beautiful quality.
Also, everything's so expensive right now.
Yeah, like
doesn't it feel that
veil,
way?
Yeah.
Truly, could you imagine buying an $800 piece of tissue to wear over your face for 37 minutes?
I will say the piece of tissue is many feet long.
Oh.
It's not a little amount of fabric, that's for sure.
Say more.
I'm not gonna give everything away.
I actually saw a picture of somebody wearing a suit that changed my mind on what I want to wear for the wedding.
No way.
Yeah, today.
Oh my God.
Today.
Tell me more.
Nope.
Fuck.
No, well, no, it's like that. Mine's not a surprise. I mean, I feel like tuxedos are like being very black tie and like formal is kind of the vibe you kind of go for.
Yeah.
But I saw this like double-breasted suit jacket that looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I've never looked good in a double-breasted blazer in my entire life. And I'm like psyching myself up already to be excited about this. I know when I go put like 7 of them on, I'm like, this is stupid. Let's go back to plan A. However, I might go that route.
Also, you could do an outfit change. Is that crazy?
Not if you're buying $800 tissues.
Yeah. Literally, I'm just gonna freaking buy a piece of white tissue paper from a multi.
I know
pack.
a DIY queen.
I know.
What are you sad about?
I'm just so sad that I know the money's gonna get me better quality. I hate when this happens.
I know.
Oh God. Like, so what I was saying about the raw edge is that like the sides of it, I can see the scissor cuts.
You have so much domain knowledge about fabric and stitching and
That's the problem though, is that I think sometimes it's like because like most people probably, like I had someone hem a dress and
that was a hack job.
that was a hack job, and we could both see that.
Yes.
And we could both see that. But like, because I know how to use a sewing machine, do I fight with it every time? Yes. But like, do I know how it works? Yes. So like when I saw how bad of a job this
The
hem
whole house,
was.
by the way, gets involved when you're like sewing something. I feel like it's
Oh, it's the energy is different.
It's
in
a
the
group
household. So
effort,
I know I
yeah.
haven't had to sew something in a long time. Sewing something with Gunnar when we did that video together was the most beautiful thing in the entire world. He held my hand and was so nice to me the whole time. It was wonderful.
Is that what you need me to do next time?
I don't know.
You can do it.
If you in the room would actually help with the
No,
sewing
I don't think it would.
situation. I don't think it would either. Yeah.
Yeah, so that. And then do you want to tell people about how we almost completely blew off our wedding planner yesterday?
Oh my
and
God.
missed the entire
Oh
presentation of what our
my God.
basically our entire reception will look like.
I am someone who really prides himself on being on time to things. I really respect, I live and die by my calendar.
Allow me to mansplain your
Go ahead.
your, I guess, organizational skills.
Uh-huh.
One of the main reasons why after date number 1 with you, I was like, this girl's kind of different in a positive way was
Wait, I can't wait to hear what you're about to say.
no, like I coming out of my lab, that job specifically,
Yeah.
I was interfacing with talent so much. I was constantly in meeting with just like talent, creators, musicians, whatever else. And like talent can be frustratingly like not on time, not organized, not
Oh my
type A.
God.
Of course,
Yeah.
there are of course exceptions, but like I assumed going into that date, you were not going to be like on time, organized, have a plan tomorrow, have everything like I could tell by the way you were just presenting information, you like had a reason to do so. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, how is she creative?
Damn, people must have really like lowered the bar for me to just like have a few things on my calendar and like show up for them. And listen, thank you to all of the influencers who are incredibly late to everything.
I mean, you're aware of the clients that I used to work with.
Yes, yes.
It's not even like
Yes.
a potential like that they were going to be organized. Some of these people, I was like, oh, there's no chance this meeting happens. But by the way, we can't not go. So let's drive in our ass an hour over to that side of LA, sit there for them to be 3 hours late. Part of the game. Anyway, part of the reason why I was just so I feel like logically or rationally interested in you is like, I feel like we could commit to doing something together and she would actually show up and be punctual. But if you were dated somebody who's not as punctual as you are?
To be honest, not really. I genuinely I think that being late, unless you have a legitimate reason, is so disrespectful. I cannot stand it. It drives me absolutely insane when someone just doesn't respect another person's time enough that they don't have. And again, listen, I know that there are anxiety queen over here. Like, I get it. I know that there are so many reasons why it can be hard to get out the door. And I'm not, if you're thinking about how you have ADHD and how that affects your morning routine and that's why you're late, like, I'm not talking to you. Like, that's not the person that I'm talking to.
But even then, ADHD as it gets, punctuality can be a choice.
I just think that's exactly what it is. I think that punctuality is a choice.
Well, also, there's a big difference between, because I watched my mom get off work later than most other parents and have to be in earlier than most other, like, I watched her struggle to like get me and take me and like
Places.
literally just like cattle just being moved around the city for 18 years. And I have a lot of empathy for people that just genuinely barely have enough time to get there to begin with.
Yeah.
But there are some people who I know damn well were sitting on their ass
Yes.
all morning, forgot to look at the clock and just, oh, oops, my bad, sorry.
And like, one-offs, whatever. Like everyone's late sometimes. I totally get that. Again, these are not the people that I'm talking about.
Right.
It's just the person who genuinely doesn't have enough wherewithal to think about what time they have to get up at, to do their makeup, to be out the door at a certain time, along with LA traffic.
On top of that, I feel like I write people off when I start to just assume that they're going to be late.
That's what I'm saying though. Like I've never dated anyone like that because I think that if I got to a point where they were doing that and like blowing me off, I'd be like, I'm out.
I've only dated one person who just didn't, and
some people just don't care.
But what's funny is I can easily like lose track of time.
Yeah.
But when I know that I'm the person who needs to be the timekeeper, I'm like more anal about it than ever.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that will ruin the whole night. And like I remember like watching my Uber score just decrease because of the amount of times that like somebody else made me late. And I was like, I don't want to get mad about this stupid fucking rating, but please.
Yeah. Get in the car.
Get in the fucking car.
Get in the car.
Yeah. Well, aren't we just so great together?
I have a riveting question this is actually not towards Jeremy, but
well, I'll just be here.
Because you're not a pickle guy.
Oh, I don't pickle.
You're not a pickle guy.
I don't pickle.
And I
vinegar
think
is, I think, the most repulsive, like
the flavor and smell
odorous
to you. Yeah, it's so funny.
liquid. You can stomach the smell of vinegar.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
If you wanted to torture me, just put a cup of vinegar in a room with me and lock the door. Oh my God.
Oh guys, he's easy to break. What do you want to know? We'll torture it out of him with vinegar.
End of me.
The vicinity.
It doesn't even need to touch me. I don't have to drink it.
Yeah,
it's just
no,
sitting
just
there.
near.
The smell of vinegar
Yeah.
turns. What is it that it's in that Kim Kardashian can't eat? It's it tastes like soap to her. Ooh.
Cilantro.
Yes.
Cilantro. Oh, that's a common one.
Right.
Yeah, that's a common one.
I feel like vinegar is my cilantro.
No, I would say yours is a little more visceral than hers with cilantro.
It's putrid.
Yeah, it really gets you.
I would rather bathe in somebody else's sweat than vinegar.
Okay. All right. So anyways, what I want to ask the pickle people is how many pickles they think that they eat in a year. I've just been eating a fuck ton of pickles lately, and I'm like,
That's not the word you used last night.
what? What did I say?
That's not the word.
What did I say last night?
You used another word that I find very Gen Z of you.
What did I say?
Dummy. You said dummy.
Oh, yeah, I did say dummy. I was like, I've been dummying pickles lately. And so, like, I've been eating a jar of pickles probably every couple days.
Really?
Yeah, I've been eating a shit ton of pickles. And so to the pickle people, the good pickle eater people, the pod, I just need to know how many pickles we're eating.
The podcast pickle people?
The podcast pickle people, I need to know on average how many pickles.
How much like sodium are you consuming in this weird new pickle obsession that you have?
I'm not sure.
That can't be good.
I'm sure it's fine.
Aren't you constantly complaining about being bloated?
Yes. You think there's sodium? Lots of sodium in pickles? Can you do a fact check on this?
I mean, I have had 1.5 pickles in my life, but I'm almost positive.
Really?
Well, what pickles are we eating?
It would probably be a dill sandwich slice pickle.
This is a pickle podcast.
There's some sodium in pickles.
A lot?
Yeah, kind of a fuck ton, honestly.
What are we looking at here? So if someone were to eat a jar of the pickles she just said.
No. What's the serving size of pickles?
Lauren, what brand of pickles are you eating? So I could look it up. Do you know?
Let me see. Oh my God. Have I just been destroying my body pickle by pickle?
I mean, just out here thinking that dry cleaners are wet and pickles aren't.
Oh my God.
Like shoved full of sodium and vinegar so that they can sit warm on a shelf for 6 years and still be
trying to
good.
make me download an app.
Okay, it's fine. But yeah, it's if you eat a jar of pickles, it's like about your whole daily value of sodium.
Okay, well guys, I'm not eating a jar every day. Oh, here we go. I was literally eating the Kroger Spears the other day. Okay, let's see.
White label Kroger.
Yeah.
Straight to the dome.
Oh my fuck, there is a shit ton of sodium in pickles. Ah!
I mean, it sits on a shelf.
Are you kidding? Oh, this is the saddest thing that's ever happened to me.
It sits on
my
a
God.
warm shelf for
I thought it was going to be the vinegar. The pickling process made it less sodium-y. Okay, serving size. Only 3/4 of a spear pickle is, I guess it's only 10%.
I don't know.
Out of 100.
All I know is that if you're eating multiple pickles every day, You're eating a lot of sodium.
Oh man, this is so upsetting.
Anything else I can do for you?
Oh, do you know how many calories are in a pickle?
No, wait. Girl math, Lauren, you're drinking a lot of water right now, right? Because you're on
Yes.
75 hard.
Yes.
And those cancel out. No, like scientifically, actually, like because
Because my
you
water
need more
intake is up?
electrolytes and you don't have salt in your water. So in
Well-
order to absorb, you need salt.
Someone also, I saw this random TikTok, and I'm sure this girl has so many degrees in
Do
psychology.
you
I'm
do
like,
anything besides just stare at TikTok all day?
no,
Okay.
no.
Because this is like the fourth time in the last 6 seconds. And I thought you were being
TikTok
funny.
is an education platform.
By the way, there's a STEM tab that I constantly.
The way that I disabled the STEM tab so it doesn't even show it to me anymore.
What's funny is I get about a dozen in, and I'm like, man, I feel like my algorithm's really starting to think I'm a smart fucking dude.
you're
And then
on
I'm
the
like,
STEM
I'm on the
page.
STEM.
Yeah,
fucking-
I literally was like, don't show me the STEM page. You can turn it off.
You're not living.
I'm on Pickle Talk. So anyways, a girl was saying how she gets crazy vivid, like whack dreams. Who else in this room gets crazy vivid whack dreams? It's me.
You.
It's me. And she was saying that she started eating pickles before she went to bed because it helps with your electrolytes for some reason. I don't know if those things are
Well,
actually.
Yeah, the sodium.
Yeah. This all makes so much sense, and I am going forth on my pickle journey.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, she said that she cured her crazy, vivid, insane dreams with eating pickles before bed.
You're also just like, you just need something like to snack on
Yeah, I'm a
before you go to bed.
snacky bitch.
You need it.
I will die if I don't get a little treat.
And I've never really been with somebody whose entire mood would shift for the worse if that didn't happen. Like obviously, like you get like, hungry during the day, like,
Yeah.
totally. But
Yeah.
I mean, after a full dinner, sit on the couch, doing nothing, burning 0 calories. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
you are just
0.
breathing and,
No, yeah.
and
Aura Ring is like, you should stand up right now,
like
maybe for a little
3
bit.
reminders to stand
Yeah.
the fuck up later. You're like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go shove some of that stuff in my mouth.
Jeremy and I just had this conversation the other day about how, like, I love food. The minute that I am done eating, I'm so sad that I'm not eating anymore. And I'm just thinking about what my next meal or my next snack is going to be.
Yeah.
And it makes me, like, I would love to see a live brain scan of
Mm-hmm.
what kind of endorphins my brain dumps when I'm eating something that I love.
Probably a dummy amount, to be
I
honest.
would, no, that's not the way to use it.
It's not a dummy amount?
Dummying is like I'm doing, like I've been dummying like a lot.
Yeah,
of.
so your brain would be dummying the serotonin.
No, that would make it seem like it's like taking it out. So close. We'll try again
Fuck.
another time.
Anyway, I don't know what you were saying. Oh, yeah. So like,
And Jeremy just like eats to survive.
like I could forget to eat for an alarming amount
That
of
is
time.
when I go to bed at night, I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited to eat my overnight oats tomorrow morning.
Like if I'm not actively hungry, food
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's kind of the
man.
case with everything. I feel like for me, like
God.
like the brain is very. You don't,
Yeah, but
you don't understand
I
this.
feel like with like food people, you're either
Totally.
you're either a foodie where you like love eating, you love just like eating.
But like you don't slow down to eat.
What do you mean?
Like there are some foodies that I know who
Eat so slow so that they can savor it and enjoy
yes,
it.
and like
Fuck, I wish I could be one of those people.
like it is an experience, right? And
Yeah.
they're very good at cooking and like the whole process of like why we get the meat here and the veggies and everything.
Yeah.
You do none of that, yet you still love the food. Eat it as fast as really your little mouth of yours can just chomp through it, and then are sad that it's over.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
You know what?
So for my snack tonight,
No. Pause. I just realized you are Moose.
yes. Yes.
You
Moose
are
and I
Moose.
have a lot of qualities there. We do share a lot of the same qualities
Like
there.
if you don't get fed on time,
Yeah.
everyone pays.
Yes.
You could always eat more,
Always eat more.
and you are genuinely putting yourself at risk and
Mm-hmm.
at hazard by how fast you eat and compared to how fast you should be eating.
That's probably true, yes.
Moving on.
I can't remember. But anyways, yeah, let me know if you're a food person like me or a food person like Jeremy.
I wonder, like, chemically, what is different about that? Because, like, there's no way that we feel the same way about.
That's what I'm
food.
saying. Like, I really think that, like, if you were to see a live brain scan of,
Right.
like, what's happening, like, the brain activity while we're both eating our favorite foods, I think that ours would look totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
What's your number one favorite food?
Filet?
Yeah?
And if you could wrap that fucker in bacon, even better. So meat wrapped in meat.
Meat wrapped in meat.
If you told me
Mate.
tomorrow that I would gain 10 more years of my life if I just went vegan, keep the 10 years. And I mean, I
Yeah.
don't mean that like in like a fill. No, I
Totally.
mean,
No,
like,
it's
you can have
you
them.
love meat.
I just can't. I am not fulfilled in a meal.
I know a lot of guys like that.
Yeah,
It's without like their hearty source of meat protein.
I also don't care about carbs. Like I can cut bread and be fine.
I love carbs.
The amount of times that I go and just open up whatever's like the dishes,
Yeah.
just eat the meat and cheese and walk on.
I also love cheese too. That's a problem.
What are your hobbies? Eating pickles by the jar.
Pickles by the jar.
And
eating
thinking about my next meal.
carbs and thinking about my next meal.
I mean, basically, you're every
God.
person on TikTok.
Yeah. I love carbs. That's my problem.
You do like carbs.
I love carbs.
But you like pretty much everything besides seafood.
That's also not true. I love shrimp and I love lobster.
Right. Okay.
I love scallops too.
Right. Not a salmon.
Not a salmon.
Whitefish, bass.
Not a fishy gal.
I get it.
Not
Yeah.
a fishy goral.
You would have been hard pressed a couple hundred years ago back in Japan.
Yeah.
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 Like no one could relate to you in any way 200 years ago.
That's the white side.
Here we are.
Here we are. Have you ever found yourself in a gift-giving panic, scrambling for that perfect present? It can be so stressful trying to find something the person in your life will absolutely love. Well, breathe easy because now there's gift mode on Etsy. Gift mode on Etsy is a game changer. It's all about taking the stress out of finding that ideal gift, whether it's for the pickleballer in your life, your jazz-loving friend, or even the Zen seeker among your circle. Etsy has got you covered.
With Etsy's gift mode, it's very easy to explore gifts from independent sellers. We're talking unique finds for every persona, from the artist to the pasta lover.
Me and me.
Yes, and let me tell you, the variety is genuinely incredible. 90s nostalgia, mixology, reality TV, gaming, Etsy has something for everyone. And I gotta be honest, it's so easy to use. It makes you appear as if you're this incredibly creative, wow, out-of-the-box thinker when it comes to gift giving. And that is something that I can really get on board with.
I've been spending so much time on Etsy recently. I always run to Etsy for pretty much everything. And with my wedding coming up, I literally always have it open on my browser. I've talked about past gifts I've gotten on Etsy, like custom dog ornaments at Christmas and engraved decanters for whiskey for Jeremy. And I recently just came across the cutest drink stirs and cocktail napkins where you can get a custom print of your dog on them, aka Moose and Diggy. I loved them so much. And so essentially, this is the gift for all of the wedding guests because they are incredibly adorable, an absolute win-win.
Remember, a gifting moment is always around the corner. I'll say that again. Guys, remember, a gifting moment is always around the corner. One more time. Guys, a gifting moment is just around the corner. Okay, glad you listened. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, or those just because days. Etsy's gift mode has you covered for all of them. Need to find the perfect gift? Don't panic. Try gift mode on Etsy now.
I am so excited about our next sponsor, Skims. I have to tell you, Miss Kim Kardashian knew exactly what she was doing when she made Skims. I recently tried the Fits Everybody collection, and it was a whole new level of wow. We're talking life-changing comfort here, people. It's like this underwear was made to just melt onto your body. So stretchy, so soft, and you almost forget that you're wearing it. I know, I might be literally the last person to jump on the Skims bandwagon, but hey, better late than never. It lives up to every bit of the hype. This underwear, game-changing. I can confidently say that I will never go back to the old undies. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for every body. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. The buttery soft fabric stretches to twice its size without ever losing shape, meaning you get a perfect fit every time. Available in sizes XXS to 4X. I recently ordered the t-shirt bra, the boy short, and the dipped front thong. Each item has been on constant rotation, and I've already ordered them in every color. The boy shorts are absolutely unreal for when I'm just chilling at home. I cannot stress this enough. Everything is so soft, and you know that I am a cozy queen, so I feel more than qualified to rate the softness a 10 out of 10. Believe the hype. Skims has over 100,000 5-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for a gift for your Valentine or for yourself, Skims just launched their best Valentine shop ever, also available at skims.com. Wait, we didn't even talk didn't even talk about how we almost fucked up bad.
I know. You just breezed right past that.
Sorry, we somehow got onto pickles and eating.
Nope, I get it.
Go ahead. Your turn.
No, I mean, literally yesterday, going back to Lauren's level of organization, which is usually like anal, pretty on top of it.
Yeah.
And like you do a good job of planning the day before for your next day and everything. Like
Totally.
I'm winging it a lot in life. You probably didn't realize that. But you've got like a plan before you take action. For whatever reason, I asked you 3 minutes before what I saw on my calendar. I was like, hey, like, are you speaking with Marnie in like 2 or 3 minutes?
Our wedding planner?
Yeah. And you were like, oh, no, that's
I was
next
like,
week.
no, it's next week.
I was like, oh, okay, got it. And I hear a phone call maybe 5 minutes later. Oh my God, no, oh no, wait, hold on. Well, could we? And I'm like, babe, what's going on? And you for a thought, like for a moment there, you thought you were going to do this on FaceTime. And like to explain what we were doing. So for everyone out there who hasn't gotten married, they create the table setting in as close of a table setting as what it'll look like on the day of.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never spent hours of my life thinking through what exact plates and chargers and silverware and everything else goes best together.
Chargers now.
I do. Unfortunately. I've never thought about that. I never spent that time. But
Yeah.
had I put all that time and effort into it, I would want to see it all put together.
Yes.
But the idea of like us driving at over an hour one way and back to see a table with no food on it that is similar to what we'll see the day of
No meat on
is
it.
like quite the concept. But also glad we did it because we got there and you go, I think I like 1/10 of this.
Yes. Yeah, haven't missed a meeting. Couldn't tell you the last meeting I missed. Could not tell you the last meeting I missed.
I don't remember a time when you've missed a meeting.
Yes, literally. And the way that I haven't had to do my makeup in the car in again, could not tell you the last time I've
I
had
can
to do my
tell
makeup in the
by
car.
every 6 seconds. Well, would have been nice to have this.
Forgot that.
At least I have the brush for this thing.
Forgot that.
Cool. Got this.
Fuck.
Now we don't apply it.
Fuck. Hair sopping wet.
It was like the first time that you must have packed a makeup bag, it sounded like.
Apparently, yeah.
But by the way, you had a lot of shit. You had 19 brushes.
I did have 19
Apparently
brushes.
3 of them were usable.
Yeah, not all of them, that's for sure. And so we hopped in the car. We're about an hour and a half late, unfortunately, but we were able to still see everything. Thank God that the couple was flexible.
Classic being an hour and a half late to an hour meeting.
That is literally my worst nightmare. Like, that is so fucking awful, especially when they've gone through the process of putting together this display of what all of your tables are going to potentially look like, pulling the flowers.
Multiple people coordinating in order to
Make
put
this
on a
happen.
display
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
And all you have to do is just fucking
Literally
be there.
be there. The minimum you could do is fucking be there. And so anyways, I have not stopped apologizing since, and I'm so glad that we were still able to go because I ended up hating every single plate that I'd picked out. Every single one.
For
Yep.
the 7 people that are interested in my perspective, when I walked in, I looked at the table and I thought to myself, well, I don't know how to make any of this better, but I don't like it.
That's a great attitude though.
I couldn't tell you how to improve
If
it.
you can't be like, what if we tried this?
Yeah.
You don't get to be a hater. Yeah.
Truly, unless you can honestly say, hey, by the way, what I just said, but also I knew damn well it was not my turn to be like, you know what, I got a couple ideas. Let me throw them
Got a
out
couple
there.
notes.
I'm just here for just some moral support here to say yes or no. And if I hate something or love something, I'll express that feeling. But also, like, it's a table setting. Don't really care as long as we have all the things we need.
And we will.
See?
And we will.
But I did notice that the choices didn't seem to meld well together.
Nope, they didn't. And so that was my fault because literally everything that was not working was my pick. Was my pick.
So we were an hour and a half late to an hour meeting, and you decided to make a bunch of choices that probably were suggested against, and all of your
No, nothing was suggested against. Some of the things didn't read on the website the same color as they did in person.
yeah, but colors don't all. That's a very common thing I'm noticing.
Yeah, that's super common.
Why is that?
It's like screen preview display. It's like how they shoot the photos. If there's any kind of color cast, like that can happen so easily.
RGB versus CMYK.
Sam, like a great job.
Any other fun facts you want to share about color? Or
No, that's okay.
okay, got it.
So
Lauren actually
anyways,
has a wealth of knowledge about color palettes, fonts.
there's this new game that I want to play with you so bad. It's just this huge board of different colors. It's like all the shades of the rainbow.
You were so impressed with me last time we played this game. I felt like I was a child that you were.
Oh no, this is a real physical game, not an app game. So we've played the app one before, and I was
Right.
impressed with your ability to differentiate shades.
You've often said that you think I'm a little colorblind.
Well, not that you're colorblind. I think that maybe you just see like 12 colors.
Those two things aren't different.
I guess.
I think I know what you're saying, but I see all colors. I just feel like depending on what it's next to, my brain doesn't pay attention enough to like differentiate.
I think the best way to describe it is like if I can see 10 shades of blue, I feel
Right.
like you could probably see every other.
The fuck does that mean?
It means that you're probably slightly colorblind.
I don't think that's true.
Anyway, so there's this huge board game.
By the way, you're blind, so bring it on. Let's do
if
it.
it's up close though, let's fucking go. I can see all those bitches.
Look at you go. You go. Let's fucking
Let's
go.
fucking go.
Okay, let's do it. Let's run it.
Let's run it. And then after we're gonna do Mavis Beacon typing tests.
Oh, I don't want to bring
And
that
I'll
up.
put you to shame.
You fucked me. It was so sad.
Yeah, let's go.
No.
And that's on Mavis Beacon. Typing school.
Did you do that in the summer too? Between your math homework?
No, I did that during the year. In the
Sick.
school year. So anyways, we are changing all of our plates and I'm waiting for a quote. I picked out a wedding ring.
Amazing.
Yep. And yes, if you listened to the podcast last week, it does in fact have to be custom shaped.
You're welcome.
And we do have enough time. She was like, it'll be 30 days to
It's
get
also
it custom
18
made.
karat, not 14.
Yeah, so we had thank God. Literally, without this podcast, I don't know what I would find out about anything related to our relationship because goddamn.
Well, okay, that's unfair. There are certain things in certain aspects of every relationship has somebody who kind of owns certain parts of it.
Yes.
And the
yes.
other person's more of like a follower to the leader.
Passenger princess.
Right. And let's be honest, there are plenty of verticals where you are princessing.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
It's just not this
of
one.
course, it's not this one.
It's not this one.
But this is one of those things though that one of these things that like that is a need to know for me, but I don't know that I need to know it because you know it.
Right. But like, let's be honest. This is very important and you're doing a great job and you're owning 99.9 repeating % of it.
Thank you.
But none of it would matter if our house burned down because you never change a filter.
That's true.
So I think we make a good pair.
The trade-off.
Right.
Yeah. As I put your cups into the dishwasher today, I was like, I mean, our house alarm does go on and off every night now automatically. I can do this one thing. I can own this. Which doesn't mean that you shouldn't try and actively put your shit into the dishwasher. I'll just never understand why people go for the sink when the dishwasher's right there.
You know what it is? When there's a full dishwasher and you put one cup in the kitchen, in the sink, right? Because like it's full and I'm not gonna unload it. So
The way you quietly said that.
anyway, so like I can't put it in the dishwasher, right? Because the house elf hasn't come to empty the
house elf,
yeah.
yes.
So Dobby hasn't come to take the dishes out. So I
Dobbette.
put one dish in the sink. The problem is that's the gateway drug to more dishes in said sink.
Even though Dobby has come and emptied the dishwasher.
Right, but
yes.
like, I've already started the trail of dirty dishes in the
Yes.
sink. So then I would have to put in dirty dishes that I haven't used in hours. Which
But they're still yours.
no, totally. I
don't quite understand the Jeremy math here on this one, I don't think.
It's not. Here's the issue. I'm not using math, thinking logically, really doing much thinking at all. When I go, must have been a reason why I put this dirty dish here instead of there. Let's not do any more research. Let's not look into this. Let's not investigate.
more research.
Let's not investigate any further. Let's continue with this motion.
Okay. All right.
Listen, I can clean one hell of a toilet rim. When it comes to the kitchen, I don't think I put a dish away my entire childhood, and it shows.
And it shows.
Yeah.
And it shows. Well, on that note, we've got some great submissions from the Wild Til 9 hotline
Yeah.
this week.
I want to do more live line stuff.
Yeah? More live lines?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you interest? No?
Yeah. I'd love to.
Kept
That
filling
was
out-
so fun.
I thought it was fun too.
No, that was so fun.
Yeah, let's do it again. sometime.
Yeah, we will facilitate that. Watch on the Wild Til 9 Instagram for the next little prompt.
Love it.
Caller number 1.
Hello, Wild Til 9. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Jeremy. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm Len. I'm from Belgium, but I've been living in Tokyo for the past 2 years.
What?
My question to you guys is, how do you deal with an insecure attachment style? I'm curious to know if you both had secure attachment styles from the get-go, or if it's something you had to work on separately or together. I have a very anxious attachment style, and I keep thinking that I'm getting better, that I'm getting over it and healing. And then I get triggered by some guy ghosting me after a date. Even though I wasn't necessarily going to go on a second date with him, but just the fact that he ghosted me triggers my anxious attachment style. And I'm thinking, why doesn't anyone like me? Why am I so unlovable? Yada, yada, yada. And it's been happening over and over again. I did get out of a quite long-ish relationship, and I've just started dating again. And I'm in my 30s, early 30s now, and I'm really wanting to find the right person to settle down and just be happy and content and secure with. But I'm pretty sure that having relationship anxiety and an anxious attachment style is giving me low self-confidence, self-esteem issues, making me choose the wrong guys. They're guys that are unavailable, unwilling to do the work, that are going to ghost me, that are going to be manipulative and emotionally unavailable. So even though I would benefit from going to therapy, it's not something that I can afford right now. So I'm turning to the next best thing, which is you guys. You have both had relationships before finding each other. How have you grown? How were your attachment styles before meeting each other? Please let me know all about your journeys, individual and together. Please share all of your wisdom, and I hope your love and happiness will rub off on me somehow through the podcast and all others who need it. Thank you so much. Best wishes for the new year. Take care.
Oh my God.
Why do we have a podcast? She should have one.
Also, I just know that she speaks at least 3 languages.
Can I just tell you how much I appreciate the fact that she obviously went through and cleaned up the audio track before she sent it to us?
That was the most beautiful voice note we've ever received.
Not only did she put like thought into before she started, but then when she finished, she goes, "Oh, you know what? Let me just take out all of the extra
and condense it a little bit.
And we'll condense it. Like, wow.
Wow. God damn.
Somebody would be lucky to find this person.
She's so well
and give
spoken,
them the best version of
and
themselves.
obviously like emotionally intelligent too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Oh my God. I mean,
the whole when she said, even if she wasn't interested in that second date,
I was like,
this Lauren is ding ding ding.
that's an ego thing though.
Right.
I mean, but that's I feel like what insecure attachment style goes hand in hand with is like ego and trust. And I think it's hard because if you've been burned in the past, like most people, I would say, don't end up as like having an attachment style that's very insecure. Like naturally, like I feel like something has happened in your past by someone else that kind of leads you to that place. And it's tough because I feel like as soon as you express that insecurity, it makes the other person feel like you don't trust them, even if they're trustworthy to begin with. And I feel like that starts a really, really tough kind of like back and forth. That's hard to balance. I'm trying to think back to some of my other relationships because I did a few different periods of long distance in 2 other relationships.
Oof, distance is hard.
And distance is hard. And I would say that you know what? It's harder. It's harder now because I feel like with social media and like FaceTime, like I kind of like did Zoom and stuff like that when like I moved to university and I was long distance in that relationship, which was, only an hour and a half. But like when you don't have a car and you're 18, obviously that is long distance.
I mean, any distance when you don't have the capability to, close
just
the
like
gap.
drive over. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like it's different now because everyone is so chronically online. Like you couldn't share your location and stuff like that before when I was in other past relationships for the most part.
Yeah, but you think that's the answer to this?
No. I'm just saying I don't have that much experience in having an insecure attachment style, I would say.
Oh.
And I think that, had we had all of like the social media and technology and location and whatever stuff as there is now when I was much younger, like maybe say in high school, et cetera, it might have been worse. But I also think that like I've been pretty lucky that I haven't been majorly burned by anyone in having trust broken.
Yeah.
I think you have more experience than I do, to be honest, in like getting burned.
My parents like love me and they like.
No, I'm not. This is not parental.
I've had terrible insecurity around attachment with partners in the past. And I've also been the dickhead who didn't know how to tell somebody I wasn't interested in a second date in a way that was amicable.
Why am I answering this question? You've got experience on both sides.
Right. But I guess I feel it's so much harder when you're hearing, like, obviously, you know, she has emotions for this, don't get me wrong, but everything she said was just so logical.
Yeah.
It was rational, it was logical, but also it balanced emotion and reason.
Totally.
And it's funny because I'm thinking to myself, if you build up almost like either a tolerance or an increasingly larger feeling of just insecurity because of past experiences, like in any other part of life, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is, you know, the definition of insanity. But in this one specific thing that's, for all intents and purposes, one of the most important decisions in like parts of your existence, especially when you're young, trying to get it right and not like, you know, waste your time or others, you almost have to like hit the reset button if you really want to be able to give people a fair chance, despite the fact that hitting a reset button opens you up for more.
To get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's a level of, somebody much better at putting words together said some quote about intentionally thinking or being appreciative of anything that, although makes you sad now, looking back on, made you happy at the time. As like
who was that?
I don't know. So probably, actually, no. Was it
It might have been an actor.
I don't know. The point is, looking back on all the reasons why you have a reason to be upset or to be insecure or to be scared, I think it's important to, like, at the same time, acknowledge that, and almost walking into the door and you're into, like, your next first date. It's like, I acknowledge that all of these things can happen, and I'm purposefully going to set that on the shelf just long enough for me to be able to, like, be vulnerable and real with somebody, so that way, if they can prove that that's not always the case with me, I appreciate them even more versus just, 50 first dates, reset. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it's like a balance of, like, understanding, like, not ignoring that you have the issue. She obviously isn't. She's very much aware of it.
Totally.
But the fact that I can't go to therapy right now, and I still have, like, thought through all this. I'm like, wow, you've done a lot of soul searching.
Seriously.
Good for you. I just think it's like a balance of almost intentionally signing yourself up for being vulnerable with other people and just knowing where your line is if you're uncomfortable. Because I don't think more technology is the answer to closing the emotional gap.
No, not at all.
At
Not at
all.
all. Not at all. Not at all. Not
Like,
at all.
To a degree, there's a level of, like, especially in the beginning of, like, of relationships, where obviously infidelity is the huge problem in relationships all over the place. But, like, in the beginning of a relationship, hey, you want to be my girlfriend or boyfriend at whatever age? If at week 2 or 3, a late night conversation with an ex happens, but doesn't go anywhere, but that digital footprint shows itself to your new partner, that could be just all it was, like, required to set you off on this terrible negative path.
Yeah.
Even though the context there is, like, it didn't mean anything, or, like, maybe we shouldn't have had it, but also maybe you should have it. Maybe you need to get that closure, right? There's just so many things that I feel like digitally influence the real world in a not positive way that I think it's a catch-22.
It's hard too, because I think when she finds the right person, like, you have the opportunity to open up to them and, like, let them know how you've been, like, what your triggers are. So if it's something very simple, to be like, if you're on a long drive, text me when you get there. You know what I mean?
But I don't like the whole idea of, like, finding the right person. I don't think you find the right person. I think, like, you enter that period in your life
I'm
where,
just saying, when she comes across the person
Right.
who ends up being compatible with her, is what I'm trying to say.
But, like, that in and of itself, right? That like, the whole idea of, like, you got to go find your person. I don't know. It's one thing to, like, just stay home and not do anything and just, like, why isn't anyone, like, sweeping me off my feet? That's not good. But, like, there's this level of, like, you cannot, like, at a certain point, you cannot make it happen by yourself. Like, there's so many variables at play. It was like putting yourself in a position to be able to be in the the right place at the right time with someone that you then
But I
are
feel like that's
interested in.
just you doing your part to, like, be on the process of finding a person.
I just think people feel like sometimes they look inward negatively when they, like, can't find their person, and I'm like, it's not, like, a reflection of, like, your value or your worth, that, like, you just have not been lucky enough to be in the right place, the right time to find someone, or be in the right place in your life, to be open to that. Like, I just think it's there's so many variables at play. I don't know. I feel bad for people right now because it's just so many options and so little commitment.
Yeah, right. Have you ever had a girlfriend who was like super crazy, like texty, being like, "Where are you? Who are you with?" Like that whole situation?
Yes and no. Like, I haven't had any girlfriend who's, I haven't had like a long-term like relationship with someone who's like that, because like that, when I start to feel like
But I think this is the exact thing that she's nervous about is like letting that side show or like win when she's kind of like going back and forth on like.
Yeah, but I think there's like better ways to approach your insecurities than trying to force someone to communicate in ways that they're not able to do naturally, versus like working with them or like talking about what makes you happy or what upsets you, and like giving that person the opportunity to get better at it, versus, hey, you're not good at this, or you're not like, you don't respond fast enough, or you're not able to like give it. No, like they don't understand like where you're coming from half the time. I feel like dudes are so good at just being on autopilot. And so like, I feel like there's so much education that goes on of like, hey, this thing that feels really normal and natural to you is actually somebody else's worst nightmare. But the only way that's going to change is if that person realizes that in real time and shifts the way that they look at hanging out with their friends or turning off their phone, versus like, oh, I got to like text my girlfriend before she gets mad at me. No?
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like that. I feel like that's what I was trying to say though, in terms of like when you find someone who is compatible and they can understand your triggers, like you can work together in like mitigating them and also providing comfort in a way that maybe means nothing to the guy, but is means the world to her.
Well, and semantics, but like I think it's less that like, oh, they understand your triggers, and more like they have the capability of understanding your triggers, because that's the other side of it too.
Sure.
There's just so much actually, you know what it is? Finding somebody who is in the same place as far as you in terms of like how much they're willing to grow within the relationship, versus being where you want them to be in one very specific thing and not anywhere near close on like other things. Because the last thing she wants is someone who's very communicative and is very emotionally available, but like has other awful tendencies as well. It'd be better for like her to find somebody who's willing to get better at these things with her than a finished product in this one very specific category and awful otherwise.
So anyways, hopefully there was some tangible piece of helpful advice within all of that.
Well, I think it's this stresses me out, because I just wanted to be.
That's not helpful?
No, it stresses me out because like I just feel like she's coming at this so balanced.
Yeah, no. She's got. So anyone would be lucky to have you because you seem emotionally mature as fuck.
It's so easy to like point out like, oh, this is a nightmare. Any improvement would be better. This seems like someone who's like really taken some time to think about it.
Right.
Also, I want to go to Belgium and Tokyo. So bad.
Same.
Okay. I feel like a weight has been put on my shoulders. I need like a follow-up from her. When she successfully puts herself in a position to have someone who appreciates her for all she's worth.
And by follow-up, Jeremy means he wants a wedding invite.
Yeah, that too. Okay, let's do our next caller.
Hi. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm actually doing this right now. But the thing is, I am a 20-year-old virgin, and I know there's nothing wrong with that. But personally, I would like to experience it already. I am starting to feel a little bit embarrassed, with the society we're living in, but also I've never had a boyfriend or a first kiss for that matter. But anyway, I've been also going through a really bad depressive period for the past year, and now it's harder for me to socialize, let alone find a person to do it with. And at the same time, I'm really toxic even to myself right now, so I'm definitely not looking to be in a relationship. I don't know, I'm sorry if that's too much, but any advice would be highly appreciated. Also, any tips, for what to expect the first time and how not to completely embarrass myself and not get pregnant. That would really help. Oh, But thank you so much if you're listening to this. I love the podcast. And I hope you have an amazing year and an even better wedding. Bye.
Why are these the two sweetest voice notes in the entire world that we've ever heard? Oh my God.
We should do this more often.
So
Wow.
sweet.
That's so
That was
kind.
so nice. Also, I love How to Not Get Pregnant. It's so funny. I love that so
It
much.
would be nice to not get
And
pregnant.
also, like this, that is in fact, I feel like the goal of most people who are having like sex for the point of pleasure is the goal is to not get pregnant.
Go ahead.
First of all, I feel like I just want to give her credit for being so emotionally aware again of being like, I'm in a toxic place right now. Like I'm not ready to be like a partner to someone, which I think is I really applaud that because I just feel like there's so many people who throw themselves into the dating pool and then end up dating caller number one and burning her.
Yeah.
So I really respect that because I think that people need to be, as whole as possible
There's
before
like
they.
hope for the future yet. If
Oh
someone's
my
20
God,
years old.
I know.
And maybe just like there's just new information. But
Yeah.
at 20 years old, I would not have been able to string all of those thoughts, even like individually. Like there's just so much maturity there.
Frontal cortex, not fully formed.
Good for her.
I also feel sad that she feels any sentiment of like embarrassment for like still having her virginity.
Yeah.
And we touched on this a little bit with Pokey too about how because she had phrased it about like giving it away.
Yeah.
And I kind of like offered a different perspective of like, well, like you're sharing that with someone, like you're sharing, that moment, your body, like whatever that intimate experience. It's less about giving something. Like it's not like a give and take. So I
You shouldn't come away with less.
you
after
shouldn't feel like you have less after. Right. Yeah, exactly. But I also understand that like if she wants to experience that, like there's also nothing wrong with that as well too. Like there shouldn't be shame in wanting to go have safe sex casually with someone as well too on that side, as long as like you're in a safe. No, you don't think?
No, I think the problem is often anyway is like religion introduces a variable here.
Okay.
So like sometimes it's difficult for, I feel like young people in general, even if they're not all that religious, to put aside the fact that they know, aside from, parents never wanted to know when their kids are having sex regardless. But even so, the amount of people who I feel like are fearful of what like their parents and the people that go to their church or the people that believe in whatever it is that their faith says would feel like they're now lesser than because they do this is another element on top of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because she didn't mention any religious portion to it, I think let's assume that
I was
it's
just
not
saying, like,
playing a part.
why would you feel like there's like some pressure, like, it's
Oh,
bad?
the amount of girlfriends that I have that have felt so much shame and have had to unlearn the shame of what their religion has put onto them, or like even just growing up in like an all girls Catholic school or whatever, like kind of the stigma that goes along with it and having to unlearn that. It's totally common. Okay, so how not to get pregnant? Number 1, practice safe sex. We've got so many options for birth control.
I love that you're the one giving the birth control, don't get pregnant talk. The one who's bought 2 condoms in her life.
I have been on the pill, some form of birth control since I was 16.
I'll do it.
I think that I was on birth control before I was having sex.
But the pill doesn't protect against STDs.
STDs and STIs. Yeah, exactly. I know. I was like, I feel like we shouldn't be giving like safe sex advice, but I think the biggest takeaway is like having safe sex, having like protected sex, it protects you from getting pregnant and it protects you from sexually transmitted diseases. And did they also
STI.
change the STIs? Yeah, right? It's STDs is out.
Yeah. Disease is out.
Disease is out. And
Because it is an infection.
because an infection can be treated and goes away. Not
And
all of them.
disease is not always the case, or some.
I don't know. See, fuck, we should. This is not a sex ed pod.
You know what? How to not get pregnant. I can talk about this. Make sure that the dude that you are, I guess we didn't know was a guy.
Well, if she's afraid of getting pregnant.
I still wouldn't assume.
Okay, you win.
All
Win.
right. I just wouldn't assume. Anyway, point is, whoever you're choosing to be intimate with,
Yes.
like, I think being able to trust them in this like moment of vulnerability is well over half the battle.
Oh yes. In terms of just like
what was the delayed reaction there?
no,
Yeah.
I was like, but also like if Do you mean in terms of like the experience or in
Experience,
terms of
protection, are they being honest about what they, like the whole idea of like, can you trust somebody to one, wear protection?
Yes.
Not take it off halfway through.
Yes.
Have been tested.
Yes.
Have not been with somebody since their last, like all of like the little things that.
I feel like what you just said, that little list there, was more helpful.
Sure. So the point is there are like, very rational.
What I was going to say is that
real
like
world
I was
things.
like don't just go 50% in terms of doing the research and putting the effort in. Like there's nothing wrong with, I think, a girl carrying protection.
No.
Like, you know
There's
what I
nothing
mean?
wrong.
Like you shouldn't just, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're, it's like half of it is like depending on the other person.
By the way, if a guy pulls out a condom from his wallet, don't use that.
Also,
regardless.
don't use that one because it can be worn down and they're going to have holes in it because it is rubber, and when rubber gets warm, it gets thin.
Because his SWAS and
Body heat?
Discover card have been rubbing up against
Not the
that thing
Discover card.
for 9.5 months.
But I think that little list that you listed off was quite helpful. I think what else to expect for the first time is that it's not going to be for 99.99999% of girls. It is not anything like what you are going to read about
What
sex.
do you mean? The heavens opened up in the back of that Honda Civic, as I remember, in a Walmart parking lot, and it was just
I'm
nothing.
sure she felt the exact
The angels
same
were singing.
way.
It was great. It was beautiful.
But yeah,
was
I think that
awful.
it's not comfortable the first time, and that obviously can be on a scale of uncomfortability,
Discomfort. for sure.
uncomfortability, all the way up to like it being painful.
But also the mental, I feel like, buildup that gets you stressed is a lot of that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's like this is a great part of like when it's someone that you, even if it's someone that you don't want to date, as long as like you trust them and you're able to have like open communication, like there needs to be warm up, so much warm up, especially for your very first time. Like you deserve.
Lauren, you know damn well, for first time sex and warm up are like oil and water.
Yeah, but if she is having sex with someone who's not a virgin,
Right. No, I mean, I hope so.
demand warm up.
You
You
should-
deserve warm up.
You do deserve warm up.
You deserve warm up.
Yeah.
And that will make such a big difference.
You know-
Also, lube is not for just like 80-year-old people having sex.
True.
Okay?
True. Say it again.
Lube is not just for people who are 80 years old and still sexually active.
Who is it for?
It can be for anyone.
There you go.
It can be for anyone.
Yeah.
And like, don't get crazy and buy like crazy like icy hot lube. That shit is crazy.
I want to sue Trojan for that shit.
Yeah, that should not be. That
No.
should not be allowed to make skin contact.
No,
to be
if I
honest.
wanted to dip my penis in acid, I would.
To be honest, like all those flavored ones as well too.
Yeah.
It just no.
Go with the staples.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, I think the thing, how to not get pregnant or like what to expect or like not ready to be, like, this is all in the same vein. Do what feels comfortable to you.
Yes.
And this is a vulnerable like activity to begin with. And know that in your mind, however you think it's going to go is not how it's going. Like there's only so much planning that goes into this. And like you would think that like, well,
That's not true. I think that you could really plan for a lot of it.
sure, but there's a part of it that like you cannot control. And that's part of the experience.
I mean, yeah, the penis.
Right, but like it's another person, right? Like, and also like for guys, no dude is born with an instruction manual on how to use their own penis, let alone anybody else's.
Yeah, don't we know it?
Yeah, right. So I think finding a way to introduce communication in real time sooner than later, key. Like, don't allow something that you don't enjoy for 6 minutes to go on and be like, actually, this is not fun for me. Like, speak up. It's okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
for
a two-way conversation.
I think also too, there's nothing wrong with getting toys beforehand.
Totally. But also, this comes down to like finding somebody and like making sure that when you decide to make this leap here, you're with somebody who the environment and what you're trying to do here isn't so wildly uncomfortable to even think about in the first place that like you can't imagine actually doing it until you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I also think that too, like if you are physically and mentally uncomfortable with just like your surroundings
Right.
or like just say there's an open window and you can hear people having a conversation and that like makes you uncomfortable. Like even that much makes your whole body tighten up and like there's a high chance that it's just not going to feel like it's going to go in.
right.
If your body tenses up and closes the door. And it said, no sex for you.
The door?
The door.
The door?
The window? The hole.
I don't know. Let's, okay.
don't know.
Anyway, point is, you're thinking about, you're literally putting more thought into this than every guy I've ever met, which is amazing.
I mean, I would say that's probably pretty common for
Right.
this side of things.
But
yeah,
like, that's amazing. That's great. But also like, but I think that there's like a level of don't assume that he knows better or that he is thinking what you're thinking or like he knows what to do. Like talk, communicate.
communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Communicate, trust, protect yourself. And
Protect yourself at all times.
you deserve warm up.
You deserve warm up.
And lube is not just for 80-year-olds.
And one round's fine. Don't try and get overzealous.
I mean, yeah, no one's trying to do that on their first time.
Some people. Not me. I don't know who is, but
You know, I don't think so. I don't think so.
these kids.
Okay. Well, those were the two most beautifully well said voice
I-
notes we've ever received. And I'm pretty sure they both probably speak multiple languages. So fuck us.
I genuinely, I hear things like that and I go,
We'll be hopping right back onto Babbel.
yeah. You know that you're going to open TikTok and scroll for the rest of the night.
Oh, man. Oh, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the pod.
I really like your hair.
Thank you so much.
You worked hard on that hair today.
Thank you so much. Just yapping all day.
You gals.
Just yapping.
I love you dearly. I'll see you next week.
That was just as everyone's clear. That was a love you, you guys, not me.
No, it was
Okay.
you. I'll see you next week.
Okay. See you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
guys.